Hello everyone and welcome to another Saturday session. I hope you all are well. Now, something slightly different again here. Today, this week, we are going to be reviewing the Facebook Science subreddit. We haven't looked at this for a while. It is genuinely one of the funniest subreddits on Reddit. So I'll put the link in the description for it. Browse it at your leisure. But for now, we're going to look at some of the funniest ones. Here we go. If you think this pipeline is connected to a dinosaur pit, you have been fooled twice. Dinosaurs never existed and oil is a renewable resource regenerated by Earth. Well, I don't think it is it? And there's a lot of evidence to suggest that dinosaurs did exist. Be interesting to hear this person's take on what all of the fossils are that we've been finding, but yeah, one of the funny things I saw the other day was how someone said that a plastic dinosaur is potentially the remains of a real dinosaur. Amazing. Incredible. We need to stop mRNA. Amazing. I mean, if you're anti-vaccine, just say we need to stop the vaccine, because obviously mRNA is still a thing in your body. Ridiculous. Mind-blowing truth alert. Can gravity really hold back the tide of air molecules from being sucked into the void of space? Or is it just a cosmic illusion? The second law of thermodynamics says no way. Good comment here. The stars will be moving as the sun if we were turning. The stars have been the same my whole life. Don't be an idiot or whole life dingus. Yeah, so as I've said many times on the channel, gravity does hold the atmosphere onto Earth. But it's layered. So there's a lot of atmosphere near the surface and there's not much atmosphere near space. There is an atmospheric gradient. There isn't just atmosphere, line, no atmosphere. It's a gradient. And there are some air molecules that are lost to space. But the important thing is that there is a gradient. It's not just atmosphere, line, space. This is graphene oxide's reaction to 5G radio waves. This is in every vax and ends up in your brain. Imagine what will happen when they turn the 5G onto full power at 64 gigahertz. Yeah, imagine what will happen. So the 64, saying full power 64 gigahertz doesn't make sense because that's a frequency. Power is not frequency. So that's the first problem there. And obviously, and I've said this many times on the channel, what about the frequency of light, which is in the terahertz range, visible light? So the light in this room, terahertz. That would scare them, wouldn't it, terahertz? What a spacesuit should look like when you want to keep the pressure in and the vacuum out. Should it? Are you an engineer at NASA now, are you? Dear, oh dear. Oh, look, it's another genius, look. Boats propel off water, jets propel off air, space rockets propel off CGI. Someone else who doesn't understand Newton's laws. This one has been debunked, I think, more than any other sort of space travel or rocket theory. Yet they still use it. It baffles me. Oh, look, it's Brock Riddick again. Star-like satellites getting launched. The biggest consumer of helium globally is NASA, consuming approximately 90 to 100 mmCF of helium yearly. mmCF, million cubic feet, is 28,316,846 litres. Yes, but you know why they use helium, don't you? It's mainly used as a cooling agent for the fuel and a pressure agent as well in the fuel tanks. So a lot of times there's systems where there's pressure required and they use helium for that. That's why they are one of the biggest consumers of helium, not because they're putting up loads of balloons all the time. I'm 85 years old. When I was growing up, there were no ADHD children around and no autistic children. I still think that all the radiation from the pre-birth ultrasounds and the injections given to babies has something to do with these two problems. Now, we saw this before, didn't we, with, I don't know if you saw it, it was JLB who did a video on ultrasounds, saying the radiation harms the unborn child. There's no scientific evidence to suggest that happens. And ultrasound is not radiation in the form of what we normally think of radiation as in light radiation. In fact, it'd be silly to call it radiation at all. It's high frequency sound waves. So, and as I said, there's no real evidence at the moment to suggest that it does harm the baby. And then with the injections as well, the vaccines that are administered sort of in the early stages of your life have been shown scientifically to prevent so many diseases. They're so useful. And again, there is no link between autism and vaccines. North Pole is literally an imaginary dot. What you geniuses mean is the polar ice cap. Jesus. And then a good response here saying there is such thing as the magnetic north and south poles which move and determine the location of the polar ice caps. Well, technically the crust and mantle shift due to tectonic plate shifts, volcanic activity and weight displacement on the surface. But in our perspective, the pole shifts. Yes, so we have geographic south and north poles and we have magnetic north and south poles. And then magnetic north and south poles often move. Dear oh dear. Subliminal feminization of children's media part 6. Really? Really? Transvestigation on Shrek now? What are they doing? Honestly, what have they become? The conspiracy theorists. What have they become? Wow. Yeah, we had dairy cows and I would have cow crap on my hands and just wipe them off with paper towels. Go and grab a little Debbie snack out of the refrigerator and eat it with my bare hands. Pretty sure that's why I was healthy as when I was a kid. Lol. Surely that's not. Surely someone has not written that and thought that makes sense and that's why I wasn't ill. I can't believe someone's written that and thought it was serious. Honestly, the official explanation for these massive structures creating the exact same shape as trees and other biological life, it's melted magma from volcanoes. Only one problem. Magma doesn't melt into these hexagonal shapes we see on so many of them. Only biology does that. Take as much time as you need. So someone's saying that the Giant's Causeway is biological. Awesome. Now, I did have to look this up because I didn't actually know why these are hexagonal, but apparently it's a combination of cooling and contraction over time that cause these hexagonal shapes. You see hexagon in nature all the time. Obviously what comes to mind straight away is a beehive. But yeah, amazing they jump straight to biological. Have you ever noticed your sky deteriorating from a vivid blue to a hazed out white? You aren't crazy, you're being sprayed. Life is losing colours. Obviously there could be a variety of reasons why these two pictures look different like that. Type of camera you're using, you know, the settings on your camera when you're taking the photo. I mean, these two photos are 16 years apart. Why has no one ever experimented with placing cement in the mouth of volcanoes considered active, as in the image, or heavy metal rocks? And when erupting, the lava will be blocked, preventing deaths and accidents. Heavy metal rocks. Oh my word. Yeah, I don't think it'll be blocked. I think you'll have flying heavy metal rocks on your hands instead. What an absolutely nonsensical suggestion. Dear oh dear. Dinosaurs are fake and/or is bones from real dragons and giants placed together. But yes, birds are the closest creatures to look like dino. Okay, so they rather believe that dragons and giants were real than that birds are the closest living relatives to dinosaurs. Interesting. Do the opposite of what the government recommends. Avoid eggs. Eat 3 to 6 daily. Limit red meat. Eat steak daily. Avoid dairy. Eat yogurt daily. Limit salt. Salt everything. Avoid butter. Cook with butter. You've just won your health back. Okay. Why would you... Salt and everything would not win your health back. And what about don't smoke? The government says don't smoke. So what you do? Smoke 20 a day? Come on. Dr. James. Isn't it pretty cool that the sun allowed the Earth the perfect amount of hydrogen and helium? It could have easily taken it all, but it didn't. And isn't it also cool that the sun's gravity didn't take any dirt? It let Earth and a few other planets gather it up. Someone needs to tell him about a proto-planetary disk, don't they? Dear oh dear, Flat Earth 101. Saturn's moon Titan over 3 times the amount of oil versus Earth. So, unless you're advocating Titan was a massive forest, photosynthesis that far away from the sun, do you believe in fairies and magic too? What kids are taught in school and what they say in books is marketing. Crude oil, natural gas, coal, all naturally occurring minerals, including liquid and gas. You explain Titan with any theory they tell the public and we can talk. I'll be waiting and listen. 3 times the amount of oil on Titan as Earth. I'm pretty sure it's not oil, but there's a lot of hydrocarbons on Titan. A lot. Methane and ethane and all that. So maybe that's what they're thinking of here. Because oil, I'm pretty sure oil requires biological life. Very, very odd comment, that one. Very odd. Type 3 diabetes, Alzheimer's and menopause were not common until the 20th century. I'll argue with you on the menopause one, definitely. Dear, oh dear. Did you know that Tartaria's cities were connected via huge stargates that would allow for instant travel around the Empire? The CIA currently control the last known stargate. If it's the last known stargate, how can you control it if it doesn't go anywhere? If it's the last one? Not sure they've worked that out correctly. Anyway, this is clearly a fake photo, at the risk of sounding like a flat earther. I wonder if this theory would have come into existence if it was not for the film and the TV series Stargate. I don't think it would it? With all the wildfires happening out west, why not pack up some snow from the east in liquid semi-trucks and take it to them? Seems like a win-win solution. I don't think that even warrants a response, does it? Get this into your head. Rocks do not reflect light. Never ever. Think while it's still free. Rocks do not reflect light. Never ever. So when you're walking around somewhere, are all rocks just invisible then, or just darkened out? You see rocks, therefore they reflect light. I just don't know what to say anymore. I think we're gonna end this now because I'm starting to feel a headache coming on. Listen, the Facebook Science subreddit is brilliant. I'll link it in the description. Go and check it out. There's so many more things to laugh at on there. But for now, we're all done for another Saturday session. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.